as Israel, Hamas, the Americans, the Qataris, the Egyptians, they're all trying to create a ceasefire in Gaza. I can't believe the misreporting around this issue. So this time I'm going to address Gaza Insanity 101.
Simcha Sessions, out-of-the-box insights into history, religion, and politics.
So just before I delve into Gaza Insanity 101, if you like my content, subscribe, like, and share so that we can continue to bring out-of-the-box ideas to you. Let's start with Gaza. It's absolute insanity. It's no longer about who do you support. It's are you normal or are you crazy? What do I mean? Imagine a situation where some bank robbers go into a bank, take people hostage. While there, they decide to rape some, kill some, decapitate some. They leave bodies outside the bank, and then they take everybody who's in the bank, the people, the workers there that people came to withdraw or deposit, and they stick them into the bank vaults where they can't have access to light, food, or anything else. And now the bank is surrounded by a SWAT team, by police, trying to rescue the hostages. And then when they were surrounded, they started negotiating. Well, if you want live hostages, this is what you gotta do. If you want dead hostages too, if it's important to you to bury them, this is what you gotta do. I mean, would the whole world look at that and think this is insanity? Would normal, progressive people think I'm on the side of the hostage takers? When suddenly a lot of time passed, would people say, wait a minute, what about food? Not food for the hostages, are they eating? What about those poor hostage takers who murdered, raped, and decapitated people? Do they have enough pizza? Maybe we should order more food, humanitarian food. I don't see today the Red Cross very concerned about the hostages. Are they getting food? Are they getting out of the tunnels for some fresh air? It's been almost 2 years. What about the psychological torment where they tell fathers and mothers that they had murdered their children, even if it's not true? I don't hear anything about the hostages from international human rights groups. No, I hear about the suffering of Gaza. Really, let's talk about Gaza for a moment. 20 years ago, Israel was in Gaza and was responsible for security and said, if we leave, this is going to turn into a terror base. No, no, no. You should leave, you should free the Gazans, and it will not turn into a terror base. If it turns into a terror base, the whole world will be there for you, Israel. Israel left. Not only did all the Jews leave Gaza, army, people who had settled in Gaza, no. The Israelis dug up the Jewish cemetery and took their dead with them because they knew very well what Gazans would do to desecrate the dead and then negotiate for giving the bodies back to the families for reburial. There wasn't one live or dead Jew left in Gaza. So where's the oppression? Quite the contrary. Billions of dollars were given to Hamas, a jihadist terror group, State Department definition, not mine. Billions of dollars, multi-billions, not millions, multi-billions. Supposedly, all the progressives say it was an open-air prison. Sorry, you can't get billions of dollars in an open-air prison. They got billions of dollars. What did they do? They started a high-tech industry? Maybe tourism, they built hotels. What did they do with the billions of dollars? Hospitals for the people that they love so much, the Palestinians in Gaza? Youth centers, sports facilities? What did they do? Nothing. Zero for the Gazans. And nobody protested. All the progressives in the world did not say, hey, help out the poor people in Gaza, Hamas. They spent the billions of dollars in all the infrastructure they got, cement and electricity, to build the most sophisticated terror tunnel network in the world. That's what they did. and they enriched themselves. They became billionaires. The head of Hamas in Qatar, he's a billionaire. And yet, when they then attack on October 7th, a year and a half ago, and they rape and they decapitate and they murder, everybody talks about, well, wouldn't you do that? No, I wouldn't. Wouldn't you do that if you suffered in an open-air prison? Who would do that? And how can anyone support it? Right now, when we look at what the negotiations are, I don't get it. If they release the hostages, imagine that hostage-taking bank situation I started off with. The minute the hostages are released, that's the end of the hostage-taking situation. If today, while I'm recording this, Hamas said, you know what? We're releasing all the hostages, the ones that are left under us, the living ones and the dead. The war would be over at the same instance. It would be finished. All they gotta do is release the hostages. Put down their terror missiles and go somewhere else. No, they can't leave their homeland. Wait a minute. For years, I heard that Gaza is not their homeland. They want to go back to their homeland, Palestine. If it's a refugee camp, why don't they leave? Why doesn't the world adopt? I mean, millions upon millions of refugees have been accepted by Pakistan and India and Turkey. Millions in Germany of Arab refugees have been accepted. Israel accepted hundreds of thousands and millions of Jewish refugees from Arab lands, from Europe. Why can't Palestinians go anywhere and no one accepts them? Why can't Egypt, their brethren that led all that terror infrastructure flow through Egypt into Gaza, why can't they accept one Palestinian refugee? It's insane. Canada can. Canada can accept Palestinian refugees, but Egypt can't. If it's their homeland, why not build it? When Trump said, let's create a Riviera here, what's crazy about that? Everybody's homeland should be built up. Which is it? The point is, it's whatever the propaganda of the day is to just beat up on Israel. That's the whole point. The point is not about protecting Gazans, feeding Gazans, educating Gazans. The point is to perpetuate the jihadist business, and it is a business. If they release the hostages today and put down their arms and peace on earth would come to Gaza, who would look at Gaza? What would they offer? High tech? Sports? What is it that Gaza has to offer? Tourist facilities? Nothing. They are in the terror business, and it's in their economic and ideological interest to keep it going. I understand, to a certain degree, their evil craziness. What I don't understand is how anybody who considers themselves a good human being can support that evil insanity.